Hey everyone, if you're enjoying these conversations, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future episodes. All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about Saquon Barkley coming off that Super Bowl win with the Eagles. It's interesting, you know how athletes process such a massive victory.
You'd think sleep would be the first thing on the agenda after a game like that, but Barkley actually said he was already thinking about the next season, how to improve, how to get back to that championship feeling.
Yeah, he used the word addicted to describe that winning feeling. Really speaks to a certain mentality, a drive that goes beyond just enjoying the moment. And, let's not forget, he's coming off an incredible season, setting a franchise record with over 2,000 rushing yards, not to mention winning Offensive Player of the Year.
Exactly. He's achieved so much, but there's no complacency there. He's already focused on the work needed to repeat that success. It's a testament to his ambition and his understanding that staying at the top requires constant effort.
Yeah, it's a real contrast to some of his teammates who seem to be enjoying the post-Super Bowl spotlight a bit differently.
Yeah, we saw some mixed reactions to Taylor Swift's appearance at the Super Bowl. While some fans were less than welcoming, Barkley took a stand. He defended Swift and, recognized the role she plays in expanding the NFL's audience.
Yeah, he specifically highlighted how she attracts a whole new demographic. And this aligns with the NFL's push to go international, right? They've got games in Brazil, Mexico, even Australia now. Swift's global fan base definitely plays into that strategy. It's interesting to see Barkley thinking about that bigger picture, the business side of the sport.
It is. It's a savvy observation. He's not just a phenomenal athlete. He understands the broader forces at play.
But his teammate, Gardner-Johnson, seemed to take a different approach, kind of engaging in some, shall we say, playful trolling of both Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, his post-game Instagram comment about Kelsey's ex-girlfriend definitely raised a few eyebrows. And then there was that T-shirt at the Eagles parade. A bit of a bold statement.
Oh yeah, Swifties can LX my B is certainly going to get people talking. It's a very different way of handling the spotlight compared to Barkley's more measured approach.
While Gardner-Johnson is keeping himself in the headlines, Barkley is already back to work, laser-focused on winning another Super Bowl. He's made it clear that he's not buying into the dynasty hype, recognizes that repeating their success won't be easy.
He said it himself, their Super Bowl win wasn't a fluke. Maintaining that level of performance requires even more dedication. He's already thinking about the challenges ahead.
And that's a mature perspective. It's easy to get swept up in the euphoria of a championship win, but Barkley seems to have a grounded understanding of what it takes to sustain success at the highest level.
This difference in approach between Barkley and Gardner-Johnson is fascinating. One is focused on building a legacy, the other on, well, let's just say enjoying the moment.
It's a study in contrasts, and it raises questions about the different ways athletes handle success and fame. Speaking of Barkley's mindset, his comments on the Howard Stern show were particularly revealing. He mentioned having trouble sleeping after winning the Super Bowl, not because of the celebrations or anything, but because his mind was already racing, thinking about how to prepare for next season.
Yeah, it seems like that championship feeling wasn't just a fleeting high for him. There's a deeper hunger there, a desire to prove himself again and again.
This kind of mentality, that relentless pursuit of excellence, it's often what separates the truly great athletes from the rest.
Goes beyond just raw talent, right? It's about that constant push for improvement, never settling for past achievements.
He's not content with just one Super Bowl ring. He wants to establish a legacy of winning. And it goes back to that contrast with Gardner-Johnson. Barkley's laser focused on the future, but Gardner-Johnson seems more interested in just relishing the present.
Right, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, is it? Enjoying the fruits of your labor is important too.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to success in sports. Different personalities and motivations can coexist within a championship team.
Yeah, seeing these contrasting approaches within the same team, both contributing to their success in different ways, it makes you wonder how these perspectives might play out over time.
Right. Will Gardner-Johnson's approach evolve as his career progresses? Will Barkley's intensity help him maintain that high level of performance over time? These questions add another layer to the unfolding narrative of their careers.
Speaking of journey, Barkley's path to this Super Bowl victory was far from straightforward. Can't forget his decision to leave the New York Giants and join the Eagles as a free agent, a move that clearly paid off for both him and the team.
It really does. Demonstrates his adaptability and resilience. He faced a lot of scrutiny and doubt when he left the Giants, but he used it as fuel.
And ultimately, he let his performance on the field silence those doubts. It's a reminder that setbacks can sometimes pave the way for even greater triumphs. Now let's shift gears a bit and revisit that conversation surrounding Taylor Swift and the reactions from players.
Yeah, it really brought into focus that complex nature of fandom and how those passions can sometimes manifest in ways that are less than ideal.
Barkley's decision to defend Swift was particularly striking, especially when you juxtapose it with Gardner-Johnson's actions.
It suggests a difference in perspective, perhaps even a generational divide in how they approach the dynamics of celebrity and fan interactions.
Right. Barkley's stance aligns with a more inclusive and respectful thoughtful approach, acknowledging Swift's influence and contribution to the sport.
While Gardner-Johnson's behavior leans toward a more provocative style, seeking attention, even if it means ruffling a few feathers along the way.
It raises an interesting question about the boundaries of fandom in the world of sports, how athletes navigated increasingly blurry lines between their public and private personas.
This is especially relevant in the age of social media, right, where every action and comment can be amplified and scrutinized.
Barkley seems to be approaching it with a sense of mindfulness and consideration, while Gardner-Johnson seems to embrace the potential for controversy, using it to fuel his own brand of entertainment.
It's a microcosm of the broader conversation about sports and celebrity culture, and the evolving dynamics between athletes and fans in today's world.
So we have Barkley, the driven athlete, relentlessly focused on the next challenge, and Gardner-Johnson, the playful provocateur basking in the victory. Two distinct personalities, both integral to the Eagles' success.
Their contrasting approaches prompt us to consider what it truly means to be a champion, not only on the field, but also in how one handles the spotlight and engages with the world around them.
Yeah, it really is. It makes you think about what kind of legacy each of these guys are building on and off the field. One's prioritizing that relentless dedication, and the other's embracing the spectacle. It'll definitely be interesting to see how their careers unfold.
It will be, and it's a reminder that there are many paths to success, and how these players handle the pressures and opportunities that come with fame, well, it will shape their legacies for years to come.
Absolutely. It's a story that's still being written. Thanks for diving into this with me.
My pleasure. Always a great conversation.